I want to say something that might be uncomfortable to hear, and I need you to stay with me through it because it's one of the most important things I can tell you about your dating life. The men you are consistently drawn to are not random. The type you keep going back to, the one that feels like chemistry, like familiarity, like home, is not actually your type. It is your unhealed places showing up and making dating decisions on your behalf. And until you see that clearly, until you can look at your pattern honestly and understand what it is actually telling you about yourself, you will keep attracting the same dynamic in a different phase, wondering why nothing ever changes. Hey there, I'm Avarel Smith, certified dating and relationship coach. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you've been rocking with me from the beginning or for a while, welcome back. So today I want to walk you through what your type is actually revealing about you. Not to shame you, not to diagnose you, but to give you the kind of honest mirror that makes real change possible. Let's get into it. If you are drawn to bad boys, here is something that might surprise you. If you consistently find yourself attracted to bad boys, the rebellious ones, the ones your instincts tell you are not quite right, but you cannot stay away from, it is often a sign that you are too good, too controlled, too conditioned to follow the rules. Suppress the edges of yourself and present only the version of you that others approved of. The bad boy is not what you actually want. He is a permission you have never given yourself. The healing here is about integration, learning to honor all of who you are, including the parts you have been told to hide, the edgy parts, the bold parts, the parts that do not always stay in the lines. Those parts of you deserve expression, and until they get it, they will keep seeking it in the men you choose. Now, if you are drawn to less attractive men, this one is worth examining honestly. If you consistently choose men who are significantly below what you would naturally be attracted to, it is often rooted in abandonment fear, the subconscious logic. If he's not on my level, he will not leave me. If he needs me more than I need him, I am safe. But safety built on someone else's inadequacy is not security. It is control dressed up as love. And it will never give you the relationship you actually want because it was never chosen from a place of genuine desire. The healing here is about building a real belief that you are worthy staying for. Not because you made yourself indispensable, but because of who you actually are. Now let's talk about if you're drawn to extremely attractive men. On the other hand, if you're consistently pursuing men who are exceptionally physically attractive above almost all other qualities, it is often worth exploring what is happening with your own self-image. The attraction to someone who looks a certain way can sometimes be a reflection of something unresolved in how you see yourself. The healing here is not about lowering your standards for attraction. It is about doing the work, whether with a therapist, through intentional self-care, through honest inner work, to get to a place where you feel genuinely good about you. Because when you do, your attraction calibrates to the whole person, not just the surface. If you are drawn to significantly older men, an attraction to men who are significantly older, especially when it is a pattern, often points to unmet needs from a parental relationship. A longing for protection, provision, wisdom, or a kind of love that should have been present in your formative years and was not. The healing here is not about judging the attraction. It is about finding intentional ways to meet those needs outside of a romantic relationship, through mentors, through community, through the inner work of reparenting yourself, so that you're not asking a partner to fill a void that existed long before he arrived. Now, if you're drawn to younger men, if you consistently pursue younger men, it is often about control. And the women I see in this pattern most frequently are the ones who have been carrying responsibility their entire lives. The oldest daughters, the caretakers, the ones who have learned very early that they had to hold everything together for everyone else. Younger men feel safer because the dynamic is familiar. You are in charge. You are needed. You are in control. The healing here is about finding your joy. The version of yourself that existed before responsibility became your identity. Whatever brought you genuine lightness between the ages of 8 and 12, get back to that. Play, rest, receive. Let someone else carry something for once. Now, if you are drawn to emotionally unavailable men, I want to say this with grace and without judgment. If emotionally unavailable men are your pattern, it is worth asking honestly whether you are fully emotionally available yourself. Emotional unavailability attracts emotional unavailability, not because you're broken, but because we attract what we feel familiar, what feels safe, what does not require us to be fully seen. The healing here is about learning to talk about your feelings, not just think about them, not just journal about them, but actually express them. To save people in real time before the relationship starts, not after. If you're drawn to physically unavailable men, men who are in other relationships, who live across the world, who are perpetually unavailable in some logistical way, this speaks to the pattern. This pattern often speaks to commitment fears. The unavailability gives you all the feelings, the connections, and the vulnerability of actually being chosen and having to stay. The healing here is about practicing commitment in small ways to yourself first, your routines, your goals, your words to yourself. Building the internal evidence that you can be trusted to show up consistently before you have to ask anyone else to do the same. Now, if you're drawn to needy men, if you consistently attract men who need a great deal of emotional caretaking, reassurance, or support, hyper-independence may be at the root of it. The woman who cannot ask for help, who handles everything alone, who has never really let herself be taken care of, sometimes finds herself drawn to the person who needs what she cannot allow herself to receive. The healing here is learning to ask, to receive, to trust that needing support does not make you a burden. It makes you human. And practicing that with safe people in your everyday life is where it starts. Now, if you are drawn to dominant men, an attraction to dominant, controlling, or highly authoritative men often signals a need to develop stronger personal boundaries. When you do not have clear boundaries of your own, someone else's rigidity can feel like structure, like safety, like someone finally taking charge. It is control, and the healing here is about building your own boundaries at work, with friends, with family, so that you are no longer attracted to someone else's control as a substitute for your own. Now, here's what I want you to walk away with today. Your pattern is not a punishment. It is a map. And every man you have been drawn to has been pointing you towards something in yourself that is ready to be healed. If you're willing to look honestly at what it is showing you, the work is not about changing who you are. It is about becoming so whole, so clear, and so grounded in who you actually are that the wrong men stop feeling like home. That is the shift. That is the work. And that is exactly what Date Like a Duchess, my community, was built to walk you through. You deserve a love that does not cost you yourself. Let's go get it. The link to join is right below this video. Hope to see you on the inside.